Hello, 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 and welcome to my live stream. My name is Michelle, aka the live and stream teacher, and as you can see today, I am live in vertical format, and I must say I am pleased with the way that this turned out. So, on this channel, on my live stream, on my platforms, what I do is I provide education entrepreneurs or business owners with tips to help them host profitable workshops, webinars, and yep, live streams. So if you're watching this now or watching it live or watching on the replay, please drop a comment in the comment section and say hello and tell me where you're watching from. So today's topic is going to be about that little pesky thing, and let me pull up my sound effects because this is a real issue. These are some real issues when you are hosting virtual. It's not about what or what happens or when your technology is if and when. Because what I do know for sure is that you're going to have technical issues. That's just part of it. I have a friend of mine who is in business as well, and that is her Achilles heel. What she does not like is to deal with technical issues, so much so that she gets afraid to live stream because she feels like all these technical issues are going to happen. And I can't calm her fears because they will happen. But there's called being prepared for those technical issues. So in this live stream, I'm going to talk about the 5 technical issues that I've encountered when hosting a virtual workshop. But before I hop to the content, what I want you to do is don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Give this live stream a thumbs up or video if you're watching it on the replay. If you like the content, and subscribe to the channel if you're a business owner. You don't have to be in education and you find my content valuable. So, don't forget in the chat, tell me where you're watching from. The first issue, and I have my notes. So if you see me looking down or pulling this up, it's to keep me on track because just like in my classroom, I can get off target. So the first issue that is really, really common. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have done this 1,000 times and had issues with our audio problems. I know before I've had video issues, I always have had audio issues. It does not matter um, what platform I'm on. I can forget to check my audio like I did today. That's why we have that countdown in the beginning because it gives me time to make sure that I check my audio because I don't always do that. And sometimes the audio does not work. I can remember just one time recently I was live streaming and I had to switch over to my webcam because I couldn't get my audio to work. And my webcam has an audio. I mean, the visual, I mean, as long as you can hear me, but it has a decent audio system. So it worked out in that case. And you have to have a backup. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that, as cliche ish as that sounds, it is true. You have to plan for audio failure. And that could be using a backup audio system. I do have another audio called Loopback. Right now, I use the Rodecaster Pro. It's the older version. I don't keep up with tech like that because I don't like changing out my tech all the time. Some people get a kick out of that. Me, not so much. I've had the Rodecaster Pro, I want to say 3 or 4 years, and as long as it works, I'm not changing it. Plus, it costs $800. I'm not in the business of giving my money away like that. So you have to plan. And one of the things you can do is make sure you check your audio. Make sure that you are logging on 20 minutes before your virtual workshop. Please don't log on and expect your tech to act right and you have issues. You need to be on at least, I'm saying at minimum 20 minutes before your virtual workshop. The next issue are video issues. Now, this is a tech issue that I haven't had too often. And on my virtual workshops, I use Crowdcast. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll hear me say talking about Crowdcast. Crowdcast has been a pretty stable platform. I really haven't had any issues with Crowdcast. Ecamm Live, I use their virtual camera. Now, sometimes Ecamm can act funny. And sometimes I may not be able to use Ecamm Live, their virtual camera. And I've gotten to the point where I create my slides. Sometimes I create them in Ecamm, but since Crowdcast has a function that you can put your slides in there and it's a cleaner experience for my audience. So I've started using that. But here's a tip: you can use, um, make sure you have them uploaded somewhere so you can quickly grab them, whether it be in Keynote, PowerPoint, Google Slides. I generally use Google Slides because it's easy. And accessible. I'm not a Keynote fan. PowerPoint, I feel like, has gotten more corporate like, so I really haven't started using that. I just kind of build mine from scratch. But make sure you have your slide deck saved somewhere just in case you're having visual or video issues. The next one is screen sharing issues. This goes along with my teach um, framework, which let me go back to this. Let me see. That's my teach framework. If you're not familiar with it, teach stands for technology, E stands for engagement, A stands for activity, and then I have some spacing issues there. C stands for conversation, and H is for help. In my teach model, I talk about the um, the screen sharing part. Show, not tell. So if you're having issues with screen sharing, if you're following the teach framework or my teach method, you should have enough pictures to where your screen sharing is not going to be an issue because you're doing more showing and not telling. If screen sharing is a part of your or a huge part of your virtual workshop, I highly recommend that you kind of balance it out because and have more pictures rather than screen share because like I said, it's not about if your technology is going to have issues, it's about when. So make sure that you are sharing pictures on the slide deck instead of relying over an over reliance of the screen sharing function. The next one is internet connectivity. That is one of my biggest issues. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have been blessed not to really run into internet connectivity issues, but it happens. Ecamm community in the Ecamm community, they constantly talk about, you know, this. I forgot the name of it, where you have pull all your internet power sources together. I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna have to find out. But it's one of those things where the internet, if it fails, you can pull in other internet connectivity. Also, if you have a power failure, which leads to internet connectivity issues, there's a battery box that you can purchase in your house that can keep you online so that you can deliver your virtual workshop. I have been a part of people's communities where they've had to cancel their virtual workshops because of the internet. But like I said, those are planning things that you can anticipate and plan for on the day of. Hosting a virtual workshop should not be taken lightly because there are a lot of issues that can take place. And if you fail to plan for these issues, your virtual workshop will leave a negative taste in your audience's mouth. And the last one I want to talk about are software glitches and crashes. Your platform is not foolproof. It's just not. It's not foolproof. There is not a foolproof tech platform that exists. Zoom will go down. Zoom will have issues. Webinar Jam, GoToWebinar will have issues. GoToMeet will have issues. Crowdcast, my fave, will have issues. Ecamm Live will have issues. Be Live will have issues. All of those issues, all of those platforms, Restream included, will have issues. But the question is, what do you do when your platform is not performing the way that it should? And that's, hey, have another way to live stream. YouTube, when I was hosting a remote virtual workshop for one of my friends, and she could, true story, Facebook, they blocked her live streaming capabilities, which we were going to do it on Facebook. But the day of, they blocked her live streaming privileges. So what I did is we just moved over to YouTube. That's called planning for your tech issues because you cannot predict what is going to happen. And sometimes it does happen. So what I want you to leave and understand from this live stream is that it's not about when or if, it's knowing that you're going to have some tech issues, but knowing that you are prepared to deal with them. And that just is part of this whole live streaming virtual workshop webinar. You have to plan for what is not obvious. And those are the 5 things that I've had to deal with live stream virtual workshops. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all your gurus too. So, and it happens on your news station. So if it happens to them, you definitely know that it can happen to you. So as I wrap up this live stream, I'm about to say workshop, don't forget to download my virtual workshop roadmap. It has my teach framework on it. I will leave a comment in the comment section, so with the link attached to it. Thank you for spending this time with me, whether you're watching live or on the replay. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more tips. Bye-bye.